Hello, I am back, and I know I've been gone for ages, but I'm here for Five Nights at Freddy's. The movie, not the games. I'm not trying to touch on the games because I'll be here for fucking months if I try to talk about the games. That's why I leave it to Matt Pat and other theory people because I'm not going down that route. If I do, I would hope to be paid a lot of money because I do not have the time for that. I don't. I will rather fucking die. But if anyone has been living under a rock for the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, then Five Nights at Freddy's is basically just a game where the robots in the restaurant try and kill you when you're doing your night shift, and also they're just a bit possessed by ghosts, and the ghosts are also kids that some purple guy killed, and it's just really sweet, friendly fun, isn't it? So, and this purple guy is actually called William Afton, and yeah, that's basically what you need to know. Apart from there's, I don't know, if there's like 30 games out now or something, but don't go down that path. You again will be here for months, maybe even a couple of years, because this has been going on for like 10 years. So buckle in, because I'm just talking about the film, and because I don't want to be here for fucking months. I'm sorry for swearing so much. That's just what I do. Anyways, so Five Nights at Freddy's, the film, was actually really, really good, and I'm not actually trying to sound sarcastic with that. The fact is, my mum liked that film, and she has no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is. She thinks that she knows what it is because she played the first game and then gave up after like day 3 or something. So no, she doesn't really know what Five Nights at Freddy's is, but she said the film was actually really, really good. Enough that she would watch the second film. She would rewatch that first film to watch the second film when it does come out. Which I think is actually a pretty good response for someone who hasn't seen or doesn't know much about like Five Nights at Freddy's. I haven't personally played many of the games, but I have seen Markiplier play the games, and I've seen a lot of theory videos on it. So I think I know a lot about Five Nights at Freddy's. I think I know enough. Please don't go in the comments and be like, actually, you should know like this, and you should actually read all the books, because I don't have the money to read all the books. Look at me, I'm poor. But yeah, the Five Nights at Freddy's film is actually quite good. There's like a couple of things I was confused by. I think there might be more Mikes or Michaels than I thought there was, because I thought Michael was supposed to be related to William Afton. So I don't know if they've changed that with the film compared to like the lore we do know, or there's more than one Michael, which there probably is. I think there is actually more than one Michael, and I just got confused. But the other thing I'm confused about is, why is Vanessa, William Afton's daughter? What? Why is that a thing? That just kind of feels like a weird twist thing they wanted to add into the film. So that really, really, really fucked with my head a bit, because I was really confused. But I already knew this before I watched the film, because my friend accidentally told me, which is fine, but But it's like, what? That's 10 years, or a few years of lore that's just, I don't know what's happening. But apart from that one thing, the film was actually really, really good. It wasn't too scary, but that might be because I'm used to being scared by. I'm used to like scarier stuff. I've seen a lot of horror games. I've played a few horror games myself, and I've seen a few horror films. I don't think a lot. I feel like it takes a lot to scare people now because of how much the internet has opened up for people. So it wasn't like too scary for me, but I'm also a young adult, so I think it would actually be scary for someone who's younger. So it is still a pretty good film though, because like it was still really interesting for the most part. From my mum's words, not mine, she said it was like a bit slow at one point. But then apart from that, it was actually really, really good. I just love the fact that the fucking cupcake, was more scary than the bots. The cupcake, like, I know it's like creepy to watch you in the first couple of games where she sat there on the desk and it's like watching you wherever you go. I think its eyes moves like this or something. I don't know. I need to replay the games to be fair. But in the film, it's ripping your face off. The fuck? But then like you have Foxy, and I think Foxy has always been my favourite from the Five Nights at Freddy's like series. But like Foxy's song is actually really, really creepy and I love it. Now all in all, the film, I really enjoyed it and I will probably rewatch it at some point. I watched it on Halloween Day, and also I know I'm really late to this video, so I'm sorry about that because I've been busy. But all in all, I'm glad I watched it, and I can't wait until like the next film comes out. I hope we don't have to wait another 10 years for it. And one thing I will mention is that a lot of people seem to think that Mike's brother, who got kidnapped, is going to be the puppet with the tears on its face and all that. And honestly, I think that's probably true because he was taken by a car, and as far as I know, the first victim who becomes the puppet was also taken through car. So that would make sense. I feel like, yeah, with the second film, it's got to be based around the second game. Now, I know the second game is actually a prequel from what I can tell. It's before the Five Nights at Freddy's series, Five Nights at Freddy's murders happen. So I'm actually very interested in that because I want to see what happened to Mike's brother after he was kidnapped, and I want to like see what he does and where it's going to go from that. So with that in mind, I really want the second film, and maybe one day I'll make a theory video, but I need to like actually pay attention because first of all, I don't think Gregory is related to Crying Child. Sorry. And there's like a few things I don't think is like connected, but I can't say too much on that myself until I've gone through the games myself properly and haven't just watched other YouTubers play them. But I do actually want to maybe talk about Five Nights at Freddy's more, because I probably could for a lot longer if I actually had the money to like buy all the books. When I get all the money, I'm gonna buy all the books and then put them on that shelf and be like reading them all day or something. Yeah, I would love to do that, and maybe one day I will. But with that in mind, I don't have much more to say on the film. Maybe I'll see what everyone else says, and I could think of something else to say. But with that, thank you. I'm sorry this video is quite short, and I'll hopefully see you next